Welcome back to I Have Homework, but it's art related, so we're going to do that here. And today I have done some art homework already, and it turned out looking pretty cute, at least in my opinion. I got to use some watercolors. It was all fun. So let's just get right into it. What I ended up doing for this wonderful assignment right here was I decided to watercolor it after I kind of just drew in the basic outline of it. Because I'm like, you know what, last time I did this, I ended up with my head in the frame for most of it. So I'm like, you know what, let's just have my head painting it instead, you know? Smart. Getting smarter every day, as you can definitely see by this. But anyway, this assignment was for emphasis, which I probably went a little bit too big with, because the emphasis is basically like most of the page, and then you got some other stuff in the background. But it's alright. I think I did well enough on it. Who knows? I'll see in the future, I guess. And anyway, I ended up making what I'm just gonna call like a fairy princess or something. Yeah, I gave her like a little tiara headband thing, because I'm like, let's just make her magical, so I added some wings in there. And my main goal with this was to make like stained glass. That's part of the reason why I ended up using watercolors, was because I wanted to make it kind of blocky and uneven while still having like some semblance of, hey, this is pretty and colorful, because I do like a lot of color in some things. And I just kind of went for the background, as I wanted like rays of light on her, so I ended up making those like kind of orangish and yellow and a little bit too dark of orange, but it's alright. It ended up coming together in the end after all, so it worked out pretty well. I used a bunch of different shades of green and some yellow to get the wings to look all separate but together-ish. You know, one of them has like dark spots and one of them is mostly yellow, but I think it works together, sort of. Anyway, one of my favorite parts of painting this was definitely the dress, because I got to choose between a bunch of different reds and pinks, and I just kind of slapped them all on there, not really caring, because, you know, it's stained glass. They're not gonna make everything perfect in it, or at least I don't when I do stained glass. Maybe some people care about that stuff. Oh yeah, and then I just completely forgot to stop recording, so, because I get carried away a lot of the times while I'm painting, and I just don't realize, hey, my phone stopped recording. So half the time I get like half the thing done, and I'm like, oh, well, none of that was captured. Oh, well. I love how off to the side you can just see like the floor with some stuff on it, because honestly, I probably was not paying attention to what I had in frame, which is all well and good and sounds exactly like me, so let us continue. The dress definitely was my favorite part to paint, because I just got to go back and forth between a bunch of colors, and it was just a ton of fun. And then I painted her face like the same color as her hair, which I don't know if it was a smart move at the time, because I could not really tell a difference. But I'm like, you know what? It's okay. We're gonna go back and fix it later with some pencil as I go over all the lines, because right now it looks like a complete mess. And then off to the sides, if you haven't seen them, because you haven't, because it's not really visible, is a bunch of hearts, well, half hearts, and then there are faces looking at the fairy princess person, whatever her name is, I don't know. And I put those faces in there to have them looking directly at her, as more of like to show the emphasis of you're supposed to be looking at this person because their eyes are looking at this person. At least that's how and then tedious, I had 2 lines in. Once I had to make them end notable so you could actually tell what the heck was going on with it. Which honestly, it wasn't that bad, except for like the side that I had, except for the sides of the actual like stained glass piece that she's in. where it's basically like two straight lines on both sides, and I'm like, it's squiggly and bad, but if you look at it from a distance, it doesn't look terrible. And yeah, I really liked how this one turned out, along with just like the hearts on the sides and the faces. I do like some of those faces. But our fairy princess here just looks so sweet and tired, and I love her. And then real quick, this was the painting I did for Unity, where I just had all the colors mixed together, and you just have some weird flying dragons in it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.